For many cosplayers, the momentary fame and attention that come with becoming a character is appealing. On stage, shines Saha as Gipsy Avenger, an 8-feet-tall, monster-killing giant robot from the movie Pacific Rim Uprising. He lumbers around while fans clamor around and get selfies clicked with him. Then he disappears to get changed. Off stage, it's hard to recognize the 29-year-old. In his t-shirt and jeans, he could be anybody. An engineer by day, he has been cosplaying for about 3 years now in his spare time. Cosplaying is when fans dress up as characters from comics, anime, films or video games. It's the thrill of building something and getting it right that keeps me going, he says. The costume he wore for the Comic-Con promotional event at Gurgaon weighs 15 kgs and took him 4 months and around 25,000 rupees to make. The cost doesn't bother him, though, because he's recovered it from the prize money he's gotten from events. Cosplayers can get cash prizes up to 50,000 rupees at gaming events, cosplay contests and comic conventions, run in India by the name Comic-Con. In earlier years, prizes also included trips to places like Bangkok and Singapore, but these days, the main draw is getting an all-expenses-paid trip to foreign cosplay championships. For the last 2 years, winners of the India Championship have got to go to the Crown Championship of Cosplay, in Chicago, where prizes amount to as much as $10,000, around 7 lakh rupees. Although many like Saha only cosplay part-time, there exists a small but devoted community in India who now see this as a viable profession. Take Jeet Malankar, a 26-year-old cosplayer from Mumbai. Malankar used to work as a social media executive but quit his job and started cosplaying full-time in 2017. He makes paid appearances as characters, does cosplay workshops and judges cosplay events too. He also runs a workshop with his friends in the city, where he makes costumes for other cosplayers and props for TV shows and events. Cosplayers are willing to pay for well-made costumes, Malankar says. He has sold costumes for as much as 80,000 rupees and says there is potential to sell costumes for as much as Rs 5 to 6 lakh too. Cosplayers in India also say that even though materials for making costumes like foam and plastic may be cheaper in India, they don't match up in quality. Most cosplayers make their costumes either by sketching models themselves, or for YouTube tutorials. Cosplayers in India make anywhere between 800 rupees an hour and 25,000 rupees for a day's appearance, much less than what international cosplayers make. Nevertheless, people continue because the job is also often their passion. Malankar says he finds the profession financially viable, and makes about 50,000 rupees a month on average, more than double of what he made as a social media executive. Not everyone is ready to take the plunge, though. Cosplaying and its allied businesses are mostly restricted to metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Pune and Bengaluru. For Ram Sankar U, who prefers to be called San Ram Sankar, a 26-year-old cosplayer from Kochi, Kerala, cosplaying is not yet viable. An engineer at a private firm, Ram Sankar spends his free time trying to uplift the comic book community in Kerala. Ram Shankar and his friends run a YouTube channel called Comic Mantra, where he reviews or talks about comics and comic book film adaptations, in Malayalam. The channel has around 3,000 subscribers, and his uploads get at least a few thousand views. His friends and he also organize events like Batman Day in Kochi, paying for it often from their own pocket. They even ran a comic book library, possibly the only of its kind in Kerala, for a year and a half. The library shut down due to paucity of funds, although Ram Sankar and his friends now have plans to start a comic book store in Kochi. Publicizing their work through social media, events and word of mouth are the only marketing strategies for those in this profession. Cosplayers post their work on Indian Cosplay Community, a Facebook group with around 3,000 members, from where people reach out to them with orders. Some, like cosplayer Tejal Mulek, also offer professional cosplay makeup services. Mulek, a fashion designer by profession, says that things are much easier now than when she started out 3 years ago. She and her fellow cosplayers often had to change and put on makeup in mall washrooms, inviting awkward stares from people. But these days, some events do have green rooms, although they may not necessarily have enough lights or mirrors like abroad, she says. She also knows that there is a risk that enthusiastic fans may sometimes grab her waist at events, but she hasn't experienced this so far. I tell people they have to maintain their distance, she says. Cosplayers in India make anywhere between 800 rupees an hour and 25,000 rupees for a day's appearance, much less than what international cosplayers make. Mulek, who had been an anime and manga fan, fell in love with cosplay when she attended the Cool Japan Festival in Mumbai in 2015. Everyone has a fantasy of becoming their favorite character, she says. For many cosplayers, the momentary fame and attention that come with becoming a character is appealing. Aaj ke din, hum celebrity hain. For today, we are celebrities, says Vipin Aryan, who has dressed up as Spider-Man for the Comic-Con promotional event. His parents didn't support him when he started doing this full-time last year. Kian cartoon ban rahi ho, why are you dressing up as a cartoon, they would ask. They got around when he started making money, however. Aryan, 30, says he would like to do this forever. When he gets older, there are older characters he can cosplay as, he says. Get your cosplay game right, Delhi gears up for the 8th edition of Comic-Con Leeds, 6 Foot Wings.